Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Anurag and welcome to my channel. So today in this video, I'll be talking about the United States Medical Licensing Examination or USMLE, right? So this video will comprise of three things. One is a basic overview about what that exam is, USMLE. Number two is what you can expect in this journey, how to approach this exam. And number three, you'll be able to build your own timeline of when you want to take this exam if you decide to take it. All right, so that'll be in this video, and from today onwards I'm thinking of adding a new segment in my videos, and that is the segment where I will show you one photo of my country. All right, so today's photo is this one. Okay, this is a photo taken from the Mardi base camp. All right, the mountain that you see in the background is Mount Machaputre, and in English it is called fishtail because it looks like the tail of a fish. Right, that's it. And if you do visit Nepal after the pandemic, make sure you go to this place. This is Mardi base camp. All right, so today's main thing is USMLE overview, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so USMLE. First of all, let's go to some terminologies that you will likely listen to while you're preparing for this journey. Okay, so USMLE is basically the United States Medical Licensing Examination. After that, there's the match, and it's actually your happiest day of your life if you pursue USMLE. Means that you got into the MD program. All right, and ECFMG is the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates, and basically it will be your medical council in the US. All right, then there's this term called ECFMG certified, which means you have cleared step 1, step 2 CK, given your occupational English test, and you have also completed your pathway application. We'll get into that later. UWorld is the question bank for all the steps, which is a mandatory resource which you must do. People throw around high yield a lot. Okay, so this is a fancy way of saying very important, must know. All right, so this video is also very high yield if you want to start your USMLE journey. Okay, apart from that, there's something called FA, which is first aid, and the book that is the most high yield content for step 1. That's there for step 2 and step 3 as well, but we'll get into that in other videos. Okay, so things covered in this series is general overview of USMLE, understanding and building your own timeline, what are the resources required and how I prepared for it. I'll let you know in those other videos. And yeah, happy studying and hope you get into your hospital of your choice, okay, if you do plan to pursue USMLE. All right, so general overview. Okay, it actually is a licensing examination which you need to pass, and these exams, you know, they'll get you ECFMG certified. It gets you a residency in the US if you match, but you know, getting ECFMG certified is not equivalent to matching. Okay, because match is when you actually start your residency, you get into a program, but certification is a part of the process. Don't worry, I'll get to that later. Okay, so the general timeline is to clear the USMLE step exams, then get ECFMG certified and apply for the match, and then get into the residency program. Okay, a bit specific to say would be that USMLE steps, you know, include step 1, step 2 CK, step 3. All right, but I like to add what's called a step 0, and step 0 is actually a decision to start the journey. All right, because it's a long, arduous journey. And look at this. So you have to give your step 1, which is basic sciences, and then you go into CK, which is clinical knowledge, and you take your OET exam, which is the occupational English test. You get ECFMG certified, and then you apply, and then you can either give step 3 before residency or after you get into residency, and finally, if you match, then you start residency. All right, so this is a very long journey. So the first decision you want to make is to whether start or not. Okay, so to let you know, there are, you know, these steps which are, I mean, in this slide. All right, so step 1 is a total of 280 questions, and it'll become pass fail after 2022. So a numerical score won't be given to you. You will be scored whether you pass the exam or fail the exam. So it takes around 9 to 16 months to prepare for step 1. For step 2, it takes around 4 to 8 months, and this is all about clinical sciences, and you'll get a numerical score in the result. All right, so the total items according to the website will not exceed 318. So it's scored as 250, 260, 270 and things like that. All right, and there's other exam. It's not a part of the USMLE, I mean standard examinations, but it's a part of the certification, which is occupational English test, and it is actually a test of English related to clinical communication. All right, I've got videos regarding that as well. You can check them out if you want. And finally, you have to give step 3, which can be taken only in the US. Okay, stay with me. So after that, step 0. Okay, so decide whether you want to pursue this journey or not. And so pros of USMLE are that it's going to give you the best place to get trained in the world. All right, so you get to work with the latest guidelines, a lot of opportunities to explore in super specialization. Lifestyle of doctors is pretty good, and remuneration is pretty high according to what I've heard. And they get paid a lot, and the lifestyle is good. All right, you need to work hard, but you'll get paid for it. And another thing is that, let's say if you don't want to continue practicing in the United States, what you can do is you can opt to work in New Zealand, Canada, Australia, Dubai, and or Qatar. Okay, so the certificate is valid even there, so you can opt for that as well. So those are the pros. However, there are some cons. Okay, a lot of steps need to be cleared. 1, 2, 3, everything is there. Rigorous and time consuming. Obviously the cost is very, very high. All right, so I have highlighted this point that the cost is high. I'll talk about the cost in later videos. So your family will be far, and you need to start a new life from scratch. All right, so you'll have to leave your comfort zone. And one thing is that you might not get your desired specialty. Okay, because there are a lot of things that are involved in getting into residency, and you need to work a lot. Okay, so sometimes it might happen that you might not get into the residency of your own choice. All right, that might be there. And sometimes visa issues might become a problem because you're going to a foreign country and practicing there. So those are there. All right, so keep these things in mind, and decide whether you want to take the steps or not. So after you've decided, I would like you to build your own timeline. Okay, and by timeline, what I mean is that what you need to know is applications, all right, to the hospitals start September 15 of every year. So this date might change, but most likely it's going to be around this date, September 15. Okay, so on the day of September 15, when you click on submit in your application, you will need to be ECFMG certified. All right, so what ECFMG certified means is giving step 1, step 2, clearing your OET, and applying for the pathway application for certification. Okay, so all these things need to be done before September 15, and after you apply, then the results will come out in March of next year. Don't worry, stay with me. I will explain to you what exactly it is. All right, so look at this timeline. Okay, so you're going to give your USMLE steps in the beginning, right? And then you will complete all the requirements, required to be eligible. That is step 1, step 2 CK, OET, and then pathway application for certification. Okay, that's it. Step 3 is not included for eligibility. You can take it before residency or afterwards, but you at least need to take step 1, step 2, OET, and apply for the pathway. All right, so after that, you will apply in September of every year. All right, so application will be submitted in September, and then from September to February, there'll be the interview season. You will give interviews to different programs, and in March, you'll get your results. All right, so you'll know if you got into residency or not. So it's a very long journey, but I've tried to simplify it as much as possible. So regarding the timeline, okay, I would advise you to plan retrograde. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's say you want to get matched in 2025. Okay, so that means in March of 2025, your results will be out. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to apply exactly in the September of the preceding year. That means subtract 1 year, so that will be 2024. So you will be applying for the match of 2025 in September of 2024. All right, so that means you'll have to complete all the USMLE steps, become eligible, and apply in September 2024. All right, so now from September 2024 to February 2025 will be your interview season. All right, and at the end you will know whether you are matched or not after you apply for the match as well. All right, don't worry, it's a bit confusing in the beginning, but I'll guide you with some examples. All right, okay, so let's say use this thing. All right, so let's say you want to match in 2000 and whatever. Okay, insert your date over here, and then you write it down, and then you'll have to subtract 1 year before your desired match day, and that will be your application day, which will be in September. All right, so from September to February will be the interviews. All right, so let's get one example. Okay, let's say it's the timeline for 2023. Okay, from 2023 you have planned to get matched on 2023, so you'll have to subtract 1 year, so that will be 2022. September 15 will be your application day, and from 2022 September October to 2023 February will be the interviews, and then you'll get your results of the match in 2023 March. All right, so you need to plan retrograde and be able to target that particular match date and work according to that deadline. Okay, so let's say you're planning for the match 2026. So 2026 March will be your match day. Subtract 1 year. So when will you have to apply? That would be on 2025 September 15. All right, so you'll apply there, and from 2025 September and October to 2026 February will be your interviews, and then you will get your results whether you matched or not in 2026 March. All right, so keep this timeline in mind and then work forwards. Okay, make a mindset of when you want to get matched, and then move on from there, and then decide on when you'll take the exams and how long will you need to invest on those exams. Okay, so one thing advice that I would like to give you is plan early. That's it. Okay, so thank you. Please subscribe for more information and videos regarding USMLE. You can contact me on Instagram at ANRGH. I'll be happy to answer your questions if you have any. And up next in this series would be about USMLE Step 1. All right, so what you need to know, concise and simple. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and if you want content like this, you can subscribe to the channel. I've got other fun videos as well, and I've got some OET preparation materials as well. Make sure you check them out. And yeah, so until we meet for the next time, this is Dr. Anurag, the Life Doc, signing off, stay happy, stay positive, and no matter what, always stay strong.